Alright guys, Mike here from Panther Hollow Sporting Optics, and we have the 280 out today. We'll see if we can't make it happen with the bullet drop reticle. Stand by. Getting ready to lay out this, if we can get that in focus, this on paper. And it's got the measurements there below. So I'm going to start with my bottom orange dot being 0 and graduate the scale up from there. So the next one is 3.5 inches. We'll go from center there. Actually, we'll just go ahead and do this. 3.5 inches would be the next one. So we'll put him right there. That's close enough for government work. 3.5. And the next one is 6.25 inches. So 6¼ inches is the next one. Put him right there. That works for me. Now the next one is 9.5 inches. Right there. That might be a little bit off. Let's move him up just a little bit. .5 right there, and then the next one will be 13.6 inches. So skosh over 13.5. Right there. And the next, that is it. So all the way to C5. You look here. You guys see that? C5 is 13.6 inches. So there's our marks, and we're going to set the target up, make sure it's semi-level, and then see where we land versus what this chart says. We're shooting a 280 AI, so we are shooting some faster caliber. It's up in the 7 mag territory, and I have a 100-yard 0 instead of a 200-yard 0. So we're going to see where that falls, and we're going to make a dope sheet. So stand by. Alright guys, we are downrange here. We have our target set up. We have it set up to the point to where we can, this will be 0. This will be the second hash mark, third hash mark, fourth hash mark, and fifth hash mark. So we'll shoot a 0 shot. We'll just do 1 shot a piece. Not really interested in how straight this is. I'm just worried about the spacing between the rounds. And we're going to see how that adds up to our bullet calculator. Stand by. All right, that looks pretty interesting. That scale was pretty close. Of course, my 0 shot was a little bit low, but it seemed like they're kind of in between the scale there. So we're gonna measure that and we'll go back to the shop. Stand by. Okay guys, we have done our math. We've got everything figured out here. Now these were the factory measurements here on these lines, and if you notice C1, which is right here, this is C1. C1 was not listed as a drop data. It starts at C2. So C2 is right here, and it says 3.5 inches, and in reality it was 4.5 inches. So this is just another holdover point that's in there, and I'm not sure why it's not listed here. Anyways, long story short, C1, C2, 3, 4, and 5. And if you look here on this guy right here, let me zoom in for you. I've got a little chart there. There's C1, C2, C3, C4, and C5. We're going to head to the range and test these drop datas. According to my ballistic calculator, I need 7.5 or 7.5 MOA to get to 500 yards. So C3 is our target there. C3 being this guy right here. And we're going to see how that lines up. So let's look at the ballistic calculator real quick. And we got the 280i dialed in there. So if you can see, the ballistic calculator there says that I need 7.5 minutes for 500 yards. So we're going to run to the range, and we're going to test that and make sure that that bullet drop calculator is good according to the magneto speed calculations and every other piece of data we have gathered to this point, and make sure that we can hit that. We're going to be aiming at a full-bodied deer at 500 yards, and probably a round plate. I think there's only 2 plates out there, so we'll be aiming at a couple different things. We'll get that on video, and we'll be right back. Stand by.
Arc shot.
Sweet. Awesome. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Just going to use the center of the reticle. This is a 280 AI, 3,000 feet a second. 150 grain bullet. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today to witness a miracle of 280 AI. Stand by. All right, guys, there you go. 538 yards with the Argos by Athlon, using the BDC and the technique that I came up with gathering data at 100 yards and building dope in your ballistic calculator, guys. It works. 538 yards with a 500 yard offset. I was just holding a little high, and as you can see right there, it works. Stand by. All right, guys, we're back. We have done all of our calculations, done all of our homework. We gathered all of our drop data, and it paid off. All that homework pays off, guys. So we're going to take the meat stick to the woods and gather some deer this next weekend, and we're going to have some fun. Guys, I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. You guys have a good one.